everyone. We'll let everyone kind of get logged on and we'll get started. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar today. We have Don Porter, the CEO of United Recyclers Group, addressing coronavirus challenges. I'm going to read a little bio about Don. So I know a lot of you will already know who he is and what he does, but we'll give a little background on him. Don retired as a property and casualty claim consultant in State Farm Insurance Company's corporate office in Bloomington, Illinois, in August of 2012. He is a graduate of Texas Tech University in Lubbock, Texas. Don holds the following designations. He has Chartered Property and Casualty Consultant, Chartered Life Underwriter, Chartered Financial Consultant, Fellow, Life Management Institute and Fellow, Financial Services and Financial Services Institute. He's got lots of cool designations. Don has in excess over 34 years of insurance industry knowledge. During his career, he held a number of management positions with State Farm prior to his selection as the consultant in State Farm's corporate office. Don served as a property consultant, as catastrophic consultant, and an auto estimate salvage consultant for State Farm during his tenure at State Farm's corporate office. Prior responsibilities included automotive bodily injury and property claiming, litigation, estimatics, salvage processing, subrogation, and auto recycling. He is currently involved in a number of recycling and salvage industry associations and is an active participant on various industries committees. He proudly serves on a number of collision industry electronic commerce association committees as well. His passion for the recycled parts and salvage industries make him a valuable contributor to industry committees and business management information providers. Don became a URG associate in September of 2012 and now holds the position as Chief Executive Officer. All right, Don, I'm going to pass it off to you, and thank you so much for doing this for us today.
Thank you, Amanda. I really appreciate it. It sounds like I almost wrote that myself, huh?
It's pretty amazing. Yes, you've got a pretty awesome repertoire.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. If you were looking for a really long presentation that's going to last an hour, I hate to disappoint you, but I don't think it's going to go that direction. But I wanted to provide some informative information, I think, to you that is relevant to all of us. Let me start out by just saying on April 6th, I had an opportunity to participate in a Collision Industry Electronic Commerce Association webinar entitled, How Our Industry is Addressing Challenges Created by the Coronavirus. We had quite a few great speakers on this webinar, and included in those was Mike Anderson, owner of Collision Advice, Debbie Day, Executive Vice President and General Manager of Mitchell International, Dan Risley, Vice President, Quality Repair and Market Development of CCC, and Shan McMillan, one of our own, owner of Cocoa Auto Salvage and ARA Executive Committeeman. And of course, I was there. So each of these speakers really gave an overview of what their companies are doing to change their individual business processes, philosophies, and business relationships to cope with this crisis. It was very informative. And if any of you would like to see this, if you go onto the SICA website, you should be able to see a recorded webinar for it. But Kristen and Amanda asked me to share the information I presented during the SICA webinar with this group, so I agreed to do so. This month, URG, in fact, this week, was to host our annual educational conference with an expected attendance of over 700. It's always well attended. But each year, our team comes up with a conference theme that really defines the direction, the content, and the message we are wanting to share with our members during that conference. The conference theme for this year was 2020 Vision. Bring your business into focus. How true is this today? What's that old saying, hindsight is 2020? As the phrase implies, it's often easier to know the correct course of action after something has already happened. Who would have expected in 2019 that in 2020 we would be facing this crisis? The coronavirus outbreak is first and foremost a human tragedy. It's affecting millions of people worldwide. It continues to have a growing impact on the US and global economies and is ultimately affecting small businesses of all kinds. How are businesses coping with this? Many organizations are reevaluating themselves and their operations and trying to gain efficiencies to cut costs. Executives are taking pay cuts and asking employees to do the same, or placing employees on furloughs, as in some organizations I've talked to. Some organizations are shortening the work week from 5 to 4 days, effectively reducing salary dollar expense. Some companies are downsizing and letting go of non-essential and part-time employees. And some small businesses are just closing their doors for good. We got notified by 2 recyclers that that was their intent, and one was a chartered member of URG. So it's sad to hear. What's the impact on URG been? Well, in February, URG ceased all employee travel. We began these weekly customer educational webinars that are put on by Amanda and Kristen and volunteers across the industry to stay in touch with our members. Of course, we canceled our annual educational conference for the safety of our staff and the safety of those that might attend. We've been shifting and shifted resources to work on business strategies to help our members continue business operations and provide the needed support for those changes in strategy and the resources that we have. We've increased our focus on technology and product development to try to come up with new and innovative solutions to business processes and practices that need to be put into place. We've increased our focus, again, on this technology to do what is right and to manage that the best way we can. We've developed a work-from-home business process to protect our employees while still providing quality customer service. We know, as well as you probably do, that we will need to continue to adjust our business model through this crisis. What will it take to win the COVID-19 battle? And this is a battle, and one that will be won strategically. How do we navigate this crisis? As a result of the crisis, our traditional metrics and assumptions have been rendered almost irrelevant. We really must reinvent our business strategies. You know, I often wonder, will it be our turn to answer a question we once asked our grandparents? And I guess this is if you're as old as I am. What did you do during the war? Because this is a war that we're fighting at this time. I read an article, Beyond the Coronavirus, The Path to the Next Normal. It was written by Kevin Sneeder and Shuham Singhal of McKinsey & Company. This article suggests that there's a call for businesses to act across 5 stages, from the crisis of today to the next normal after the virus is beaten. And the 5 stages are resolve, resilience, return, reimagination, and reform. The first stage, resolve. We need to address the immediate challenges that COVID-19 represents to our institutional workforce. Now is the time for effective communication standards, protocols put in place to keep employees informed. Don't let your employees be surprised by communications coming through or hearsay. Address the needs of your customers. Help and support them. And it may be in new and dynamic ways that you have to do so. Again, technology. We need to develop technology, new technology for today and for tomorrow. And business partners. We wouldn't be where we are if it weren't for our business partners. We need to ensure for their survival as well as ours. Resilience. We need to address near-term cash management challenges and broader resiliency issues during virus-related shutdowns and economic knock-on effects that are created. Return. We need to create a detailed plan to return business to scale as quickly as COVID-19 evolves and knockoff effects become clear. Reimagination. We need to reimagine the next normal. What a discontinuous shift looks like and the implications for how the institutions should reinvent themselves and reform. We need to be clear about how regulatory and competitive environments in the industry may shift. Collectively, these 5 stages may represent the imperative of our time. The battle against COVID-19 is one that leaders of today must win to find an economically and socially viable path to the next normal. We need to also remember the next normal may be different than the past normal. We need to be able to adapt our business philosophy and operational model to the new normal, whatever that may be. We need to understand the complex interplay between the FFCRA and the CARES Act and any new federal regulation that comes out. Again, on April 1st, the Families First Coronavirus Response Act went into effect, requiring employers with under 500 employees to provide emergency sick time and family leave to employees who cannot work or telework due to a documented need related to COVID-19. Employers who do so are eligible for a fully funded equivalent tax credit or a refund equivalent to the required sick leave pay, dollar for dollar. At the same time, under the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security's CARES Act, businesses may be eligible for tax credits, deferred tax payments, and or loans through the Paycheck Protection Program. I hope you've already started your paperwork to do so. But as always, a thorough risk, benefit, and financial analysis should be done by each business to decide the most effective business strategy to follow. Common goal. We need to remember that all of us are going through this crisis and we're doing it together. We need to try to work together to make sure all of our businesses survive. I think we also need to remember it took all of us to make this industry great, and it will take all of us to restore that greatness after the battle is won and the crisis is over. I started the whole presentation with our vision and the conference theme of 2020 vision. I thought I'd end it with quotes from visionaries throughout history. Maybe these quotes will inspire us and maybe give us some hope for a brighter future as we move forward. If you can dream it, you can do it. Walt Disney. The greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we miss it, but that it's too low and we reach it. This was by Michelangelo. Vision is the art of seeing things invisible. Think about that for a minute. By Jonathan Swift. Vision without action is a daydream, and action without vision is a nightmare. Vision without execution is hallucination. Thomas Edison. And the last one is vision animates, it inspires, and transforms purpose into action. Warren Bennis. You know, I'd like to wish you all very well and be well as we fight the COVID-19 battle together. We will win this battle, and we'll move on to the next normal, again, whatever that normal may be. I want to take this time to thank Kristen and Amanda for all they've been doing prior to this week and this week to get all of these sessions put together. And so I'll turn it back over to you, Amanda and Kristen. And if there's
Awesome.
anybody that wants to talk to me or ask me any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Yeah. Anyone have any questions, you guys? Dawn is just a great resource to have with us today, and take the opportunity to ask any questions down to the chat function or the Q&A at the bottom. But yes, we've been working hard on lots of technical advances for you guys to utilize here at URG as well. Auto part search is another amazing benefit that you guys should be looking into. Give us a call if you guys have any questions regarding URG member benefits as well. Our support email is support@u-r-g.com, and we can help you out with anything member benefits related. I don't see any questions yet, so I think we should be good to go.
Well, let me just make one more comment, is that this is the time where maybe some of you are slow, or that your salespeople may have a little bit of extra time. And so if this is a time where you can reach out to Amanda and Kristen, or even Shane, if you're part of the warranty claim program, this is a time to get your people some extra training and a little bit more education on the products that you already have available that can help, re-innovate your business and move you forward. And it's also a time for you to share with them any developments or products that you see that we need to work on and develop to help you do a better job, or help your people do a better job in serving the clientele that you have across the collision and mechanical industry.
Exactly. Super important to utilize everything that you're working with, and we have lots of benefits to utilize through URG. So we really hope that you guys know that we're here for you, and that we're able to help anything that you're needing on that end of your member benefits. You got our ear. All right, looks like we're good to go. We don't have any questions. So thank you so much, Dawn, for doing this for us today. And we are recording this, so we will be posting it later. So if anyone wants to have any of their employees watch it later, they can. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dawn.